Stream started. And Twitch. Confirmed. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, going live on Facebook. Going live on Facebook. Okay. We are live everywhere. I need one browser. How about you? All right, Shane. We're live. Oh, you know what? I need something to monitor this with. I will.
So we are live, eh?
Yep.
So they can see us out there.
They should be able to see us out there.
Oh shit! Oh crap! I can't. I realize with our new sponsor, I can't swear anymore.
You can't.
Oh goodness! Oh good golly gee willikers!
You can't what anymore? Shane, you there?
All of our good friends at. Yeah, I'm here.
No, what happened?
Oh no, nothing. I'm saying I can't swear.
Oh, I thought you said you can't stream anymore. I'm like, what happened?
Well, no, they can't stop pirate radio, my man.
Oh, true.
They did. Well, actually, is streaming the new pirate radio?
Is streaming the new pirate radio? No, because someone owns the pipes, and they can shut it down and stop those bits from flowing.
So we're still slaves to the man. Huh?
Yeah. Now, what can happen is people can, they use various technologies to disguise stuff, and you can embed things and hide things. Like, this is how Bitcoin and that particular technology came about, is so that not one person owns it. Everybody owns the data, right?
Mm.
So that is the wave of the future, where privacy is first, where there is no one person who owns the pipes. There is no one person who owns the data, right? It is decentralized and democratized. That is the wave of the future. We're not there yet. Our stovepipe, our information is in Facebook. Our information is in YouTube. Our information is in Twitter, right? And they can delete, they can silence you and stop you whenever they want. They silenced the president of the United States. A company did that.
Uh-huh. When you put it that way, it doesn't sound too good. It doesn't sound.
We just need to be careful what we ask for, right? So
we're becoming. On that bleak note, hello everybody. Welcome to welcome to the Vanishing Point. This is the new name for the show. We've gone from everything ruined to taking everything and throwing it into a black hole. My oh my, Deigratia, how things have changed.
That's right. Hey, change is great. That's the only constant in the universe, is something's going to be different tomorrow than what it is today. Expect change, expect something different. If you're sitting around thinking you're going to do the same old every day for the rest of the life, for the rest of the universe, ain't going to happen. Expect change. That's right.
I will say that I for one welcome our new overlords, and our new overlords are the Singularity U. We're currently running this event with them. We are proud members of the Atlanta chapter of Singularity U. Deigratia, you have a big role in this organization now, don't you?
Absolutely. A year ago.
Wow, a year ago. That's a long time, my man.
In-person meeting for Singularity U Atlanta chapter. Our very first meeting was at the start of the pandemic. So it has been a challenging time for us to come up with different ways to engage and interact with various members. So I am one of the original founders of this particular chapter, and I am the current license holder, the current person responsible for this chapter, of the Atlanta chapter. So I am looking for members to join my chapter of Singularity University, and I'm looking for individuals to participate on the leadership board with me. So if you are interested in talking about technology, if you're interested in talking about challenges that we have here in the Atlanta area, And if you want to use technology, your skills, your background to overcome and provide solutions to these challenges, please reach out to me. My information is at the bottom left of the stream. It also should be in the description of this particular live stream. So please, hey, I'm looking for individuals. There's no commitment, no monetary commitment, no time commitment. It's whatever you want to give, whatever you have time for to volunteer for. And please, looking to speak with entrepreneurs, looking for inventors, looking for innovators, looking for people with challenges, people with issues, so I can bring this group of individuals and as a group apply our capacity to think across multiple people on a particular solution or a particular challenge. So please, Singularity University, the Atlanta chapter, I put a link to the chapter Facebook page in the description. So please holla at me. Get at your boy if you want to make some new stuff here, right? We innovate, we create, we define the unknown. Holla at me.
And with all that being said, Singularity U and us at the Vanishing Point are proud to have our partnership. And I'm not saying that because they're giving me oodles of money, neither, because they're not. I'm saying that because I am a proud believer in the power of technology and its ability to change the lives of people. And that is something that we talked about in Everything Ruined. We like to describe how everything sucks and how everything can be better with technology. And we will continue to do that here in the Vanishing Point. That said, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
do you
sir.
exercise?
I try to exercise. I try to do a little bit of something.
You try to do a little bit of something?
I try to do a little something.
What do you do?
I walk. I do a little walk. I may go to the Y, lift a little bit of weights.
The Y?
YMCA.
The YMCA.
Yep.
Well, fair enough on that. Fair enough. I get you. Like personally, I enjoy. Before everything went to hell in a handbasket, I actually used to go to LA Fitness, the gym.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking about. I'm going to get me I'm going to have to do something else, bud. Ever since this thing started, I've honestly changed my workout schedules a little bit.
How's it changed? Yeah. I know you used to do like around lunchtime, and then after some time, you were going like right after work.
Yeah, because I did. It was just better for me to go after work. That way I can focus and just stay there until I was done.
Yeah.
Yep. But afterwards, I've started doing some VR fitness.
Word. Okay, tell me about that.
So one of the businesses that I think that has been kind of like skyrocketing since this whole pandemic has begun is like just VR stuff. So there's like, if you go online, there's a fitness boxing for VR on Oculus. You download, it's like $20 or something like that. And then you buy it and then you just go, they just work you out through a boxing routine, Yeah. Just go through it, throw some jabs, throw some punches. It tries to correct your form. It's not perfect, but what it does is that it just kind of gets me up and moving, and it's pretty fun. And I get to stay in the comfort and warmth of my own home. Right. It's cold outside, D.
It is cold outside. I'm looking for the VR virtual reality boxing workout, the future of fitness.
Now, that's just one of the things you can find out, dude. Yeah. Like, I feel like as though VR and video games are getting more and more refined and better. That at this point, like, I can see people are just gonna, like, you buy one of these systems and you basically have a workout coach. You basically buy a $60 workout coach. You don't have to go to a gym with other people. You can just be at home by yourself. You can work out your own pace. The guy you're going out there trying to work out, they don't give you that look of like, not that they're judging you or anything. It's always a no judgment zone, but it's always that look of like, really? This is all you can do? That look of disappointment, or maybe that's just me when I go in there. Maybe that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's still really fascinating there. Like D, you had a Wii, right?
Yeah.
You ever play Wii boxing?
I did play Wii boxing because it came with the sports package. So one of them was the boxing, and my son really enjoyed that one too. Yeah, absolutely, we loved that one. So we had the sports games, and those were like some workouts. And I even bought the Wii workout one way back in the day. I can't remember what it was. I'm looking it up now.
There was a couple
We
of them right
Fit.
there
Yeah,
too.
that's what it was. We Fit.
Yeah. So how was we? I never actually used We Fit. So
We
how
Fit
was it?
was really good. I mean, it's you had your coach, you checked your results. You know what? I might need to fire that thing back up. I really enjoyed it. It was a really pleasant experience when doing We
Mm,
Fit. And then, when you add the balance board and all this other stuff, it was able to detect, your movements and able to measure your some metrics with some of the stuff. And I think it came with you put the Wii sensor in a glove and you wore the glove on your body. So it turned the Wii sensor into a body metric sensor. It's really, really
mm.
innovative the way they use the Wii and the controllers and the gyros that it came with the system. This is back in 2007, 2008.
Mm. But I would say that even back in the day when they were using those systems, it was both very impressive, but also not as refined as it could have been.
Absolutely.
Like there was a lot of waggle with it. Like I think my firm belief is that people are intrinsically lazy, and if they can figure out how to game a system, they will. They will
Yep.
game that system and they will take it to because they want to do that too much work. It's not that, and that's natural. I mean, that's why we have tools.
Yep.
That's why me and you are talking over the interwebs instead of me being at your house screaming at you.
Yeah. And on a side tangent, I saw a video on AI doing exactly like that last night. It's really cool. We have to talk about that on a later one. It was really dope how this AI started gaming the system to get over because it was lazy. Okay, keep going, keep going.
Now the question is it lazy? Oh, sorry. Like one quick aside. One quick aside. Was it lazy, or was it just the most efficient manner
It
of
was the most
handling the
efficient
scenario?
and manner. And isn't that a sign of laziness?
I mean,
Like, hey, you're told to do this. And they're like, okay, I'm going to find the most efficient, laziest way to do it.
yeah. Like I mean, fair enough, right? You like if your wife tells you to go to the store, you're not gonna. You could walk. I mean, that's an option,
That's an
and
option.
and if you choose to, you can walk. I mean,
Yep.
no one's going to stop you. But or you could you could just take your car or to ride a bicycle.
Hey, I'm going to give you the lazy way. I'm going to call Instacart.
Mm. Yep, all those are options. So I
Yep.
mean, why not? Why not? I feel no. I mean, I feel like as though we as a society kind of castigate laziness to an extent, and there
Yep.
is such a thing as being lazy.
Yep.
But we also need to realize that there's a fine line between lazy and just inefficient.
Yep.
A very fine line. But I digress. Going
Yeah,
back
that
to
was my
fitness,
bad. I distracted you. I'm sending out the link while we talk.
I would say like this: like when I was going through it, it was such a bit to go through it. Um, it was such a bit to go through. I had Wii Sports, and it was fun. I used to bowl on there all the time. I actually went to a bowling alley afterwards and thought, oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, dude, I can totally go through and like just bust this out. Like whatever,
Yep.
I'm a bad at. Like, and it turns out I suck at bowling. But going through, yeah, shut up.
Well, you
But
said it.
going through
I'm just agreeing with you.
it, going through that, it just was a very fascinating kind of it was a very fascinating kind of manner. But it's been interesting to see how technology has improved. The sensor bar and sensors that were in the Wii to, its gyroscope, accelerometer, and all that stuff are
Mm-hmm.
so small nowadays that your phone has a better gyroscope and accelerometer
Absolutely.
than your than the Wiimote did.
Yep.
I walk. I walked across. Uh, I was moving over the course of this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I have you have a smartwatch, and I have my
Wait, you got a
phone.
smartwatch?
No, but I mean, I had borrowed a
Oh, I'm
smartwatch.
like, wait. I'm like, when did that happen?
I had borrowed a smartwatch and I was using it just to count my steps. I ended up taking it measured me as saying about 6,000 steps in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And that was me that was moving stuff to the car,
Oh
packing
gosh,
it,
that's a lot.
driving to the place,
Yeah.
unpacking it, putting it to where it needs to be, going back to the car, driving back home, etc., etc. 6,000 steps. And this thing is incredibly refined
Yep.
because it does not care if I go through and it does not care if I go through and like just do a like I can't just shake it real quick and make you do it. It might work, it might not. Most of the time it doesn't. But when I go, I have to actually like literally take a step with it. It's quite impressive
It is
technology.
really impressive because that technology has been out for a while and people have been working on the refiner. I'm gonna give you two examples. I'm about to show you how much of a nerd I am.
I
So,
mean, you don't need to say anything to me, bro. I know how much of a nerd you are. I
do
hang
you
out with
remember
you
the
on a regular basis
cartoon
here.
Digimon?
Oh yeah, I loved that as a kid.
I bought every single one of the watches,
Really?
and they were step counters. So the way you raised and trained your digital monsters, you had to walk. It was a step counter. So I would have my Digimon digital watch. Let me see if I can pull it up. Digimon, and I'm like 40. I'm like 35 years old, walking around with a Digimon watch, and I used to love that thing. Digimon. I don't see it, but they are step counters. Looks like so. Here it is. This one right here. I
Oh
bought
boy.
all of these. Can you see? You can't see my screen. Let me
Mm-mm.
share my screen.
Oh boy. Yep, I remember
You
those.
see it?
I wanted one
I
so much as a
had them
kid.
all. I was training my Digimon like crazy, dude. So this is where
Oh,
this is like it says 15th anniversary, so they've been out for some time, and the technology's been around. So this is my first iteration of the step counter, and I wore it to train my digital monster. I was a nerd. I used to love the cartoon in the early 2000s. I enjoyed it, and I was all into it.
mm-hmm.
The next notion at the company I used to work with, which was Lockheed Martin, our
Mm-hmm.
benefits packages had transitioned at one point, and you were eligible for more benefits if you were able to show that you were doing activity. And one way they monitored your activity is they gave everyone a watch, an activity watch. And if you enter your numbers or track your numbers weekly, monthly, and as you enter more activity, you got more money for benefits. So you were eligible for additional $400 if you wore the watch and did all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here it is in a corporate environment. They applied that technology to to um, to do step counting activity to increase our activity. Now here we are. You know me. Here we are at the latest iteration. I say that about AR and VR. I'm like, this stuff has been around for 40 years. We're just at a new iteration of it for the next generation of people who will look at it. So now here we are. 15 years later of step counters being around, and now we're applying it to VR. So I was saying that as a segue to what you were about to say, and I totally forgot. I hope I didn't completely derail you what you were about to say.
I mean, I was just I was more caught up on the whole Digimon digital monsters bit there. I was still kind of trying to wrap mind around that. Like it just, but I bet you, one of those things that kind of gets me in terms of people get exercising with things is like Pokemon Go. You ever heard of that?
Absolutely.
And people will go through and there's a step counter for eggs. So if you want to raise your eggs to go through and hatch them, you have to you have to walk a certain amount, and then bam, your egg gets raised. Your egg will hatch.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's dope.
hmm And various eggs have different hatch rates. So some might take you might have to walk like a mile. Some of them you may only have to walk like a couple of 100 feet. But it's a thought that counts, right?
Yeah, I might need to download and install that. But yeah, that's a great idea.
Yep. Now the biggest problem with that, however, is that I know people who are instincts are just the point of they immediately treat it like a game, and like any game, they try to immediately start cheesing it.
Mm.
So they go through and they go online and activate geo counters and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
So basically, it makes your phone think that you're walking around. It makes you think that you're walking around when you're not.
Wait, what?
So you're not walking around because the way they track you in terms of movement and movement in Pokemon Go is that I think initially they tracked you by where you are.
Geo counter? Is that what you said?
I think I might have said the wrong word here, but
But it's
like your
something that fakes your
geolocation,
location. It's
basically.
something that fakes your location, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And basically, they use something like that to go through and just generate. It makes the thing think that you're walking around when you're not.
There it is. Wow.
So you came for a quick discussion on boxing in VR, and then you figure out how to fake your friend's fake your location. See, never a dull moment here at the Vanishing Point. It all spirals down to nothing.
This is some dope technology. I absolutely need to invest in this stuff.
All right.
I like this. It's location. It said location spoofer.
But that being said, though, that's what people will be using.
Yeah.
That being so, I'm going to drop that topic and go back to the actual
hold on,
thing
wait,
we're discussing.
You said some good stuff, bro. Hold on, let's ride on that. Just a few more minutes. so folks are you talk the segue, the bridge is that you're saying, hey, people are lazy, and the way they've got around is they just like use location spoofers. I've also heard people putting their phones on their pets and on their children.
Yep. I've seen people put their phones on a ceiling fan.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that a while back. Yeah, but just to say, hey, to game the system, people will come up with all sorts of techniques to just do it. You say the most efficient way. Some may say the lazy way, but absolutely, it's like do it for the cheapest cost. You get the biggest bang for the cheapest amount. Invest it.
I mean, personally, I'm of the opinion that look, I ain't mad at you for going out there and trying to get one on over. Go ahead and get your paper boo boo. But at some level, I have to ask the question: Are you really, and I mean really, going through and are you really doing this properly?
Yeah.
Or are you just kind of like? There's a certain point where you have to ask yourself, fam. Like you have to ask yourself, is this truly useful to me? Like if you're going to through Pokemon Go, which is in my opinion kind of a not really all that fun of a game anyway. The fun is actually going through and exploring and catching your Pokemon in the wild and et cetera, right? Are you really having fun this way? I mean, you're achieving the goal, I suppose, but you're not really going anywhere. It's just a bit. Like, I don't know, but at least that's my summary of that thought. But with
so I want to show you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Here's another person who gamed the system in Pokemon.
Oh my! You're gonna get us kicked off of
It's an education purpose, and I will fight this. So this is another person who gamed the system. You see that?
Oh gee.
Right. So people will come up with ways to game the system to get ahead real quick.
I tell you what. I mean, I get it. Like just look at this gentleman. He's so proud of himself.
And like, hey, what else I got to do? I'm just gonna ride my bike and capture like all these creatures. It's at like 45 million. That's crazy.
What are you talking about?
It says he caught like 45 million. He's caught 45 million creatures.
I mean, I wonder how much money has this man spent to get all those phones and attach them in this way? This looks like something you create.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I would do this. I mean, the easy way. I'm like, I'll do it the easy way.
I mean, at least don't have any shame. Don't have any shame in your game, fam. Like, I mean,
he's 70 years old. He's 70 years old. He probably has disposable income. He ain't got nothing to do. He probably got enough money to spend on this and just ride around. He was like, I probably need to go walking anyway.
I mean, yeah, sure, I suppose. But like, at some level, I have to ask myself the question: but why though?
Time and money. So, but
why though?
But I want to bring it back to what you started out. So this subject, this particular thread was about VR fitness. So go ahead and wrap it up. Give us all the stuff related to VR fitness.
Oh, but I mean, we're so far about it. But I mean, have you ever tried Ring? You don't have a Switch, do you?
No, I might need to invest in one soon though. I think Kyle is getting close to that age to do that.
I think you got a little while
This
before
dude is gaming daily on the computer. He's ready.
All right, but what was it saying? With the Switch, there's a game called Ring Fit Adventure, and it's been they go through and try to basically gamify exercise, and it's actually incredibly uh, incredibly active in terms of how it gets you. Like you see this, right? They have you doing squats,
Yeah.
presses, like chest exercises, all that stuff. I'm not going to say that you're going to go through and you're not. I don't know if you're going to get ripped, playing this game. You're not going to go through and start basically bench pressing houses or anything like that playing this game. But I will say that it is a good workout. Like you know me, D. You've seen me in person. Like these people haven't, but you've seen me in person.
Yep.
And I like to imagine that. And this is back when I went to the gym regularly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Yeah.
This game has you going has you doing a lot.
See, Nintendo got this thing on lock, dude. This is another Nintendo example. They are ahead of the curve when it comes to this virtual fitness. They got it locked. I was unaware of this because remember we were just talking about the Wii Fit, and here it is on the Switch. This is amazing.
This is pretty much the evolution of that as a concept there.
Yeah. And you saw they had the leg strap. You put one of the sensors on the leg strap. Absolutely, the next generation concept of what they did with the Wii Fit.
And you see how it's monitoring you both as you're running and as you're using the ring there.
Yep.
It's incredibly impressive technology. Like, look at this. And imagine
Nintendo is
you're sitting there doing knee lifts. You're doing knee lifts. You're doing ab exercises.
Yeah,
it's all sorts of stuff.
Man, I'm tempted to get it just for this, bro. This is dope.
And it has an RPG element as well.
2007, 2008, 2009, a lot of people bought a Wii just for Wii Fit alone. I need to fire up my Wii Fit. You got me hyped now, bro. I totally forgot I even owned the game.
Like, dude, I borrowed this from a friend for like a couple of days, and this thing was intense.
Yeah.
Like, I only played it for a little while, and like, I'm like, oh crap, I'm feeling a little bit of a burn here.
Yep. I remember.
Like, I had my brother who was who's a big football guy. Like, he goes to the gym almost every other day. Like, this is before he went to the gym almost every other day. He goes in there, he does a lot of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I put him in there, and then he starts sweating.
I love it. This is great.
Like, he starts sweating. Like he's just going through one level, and he starts at the most intense it can be. And he just starts sweating. I'm like, see, this thing has something for it.
Yep.
Look at this. Like, it has you doing ab exercises right here, man.
Man, I tell you, Nintendo is dope.
And one of the things I like about this too is that it also, like, this thing also can probably keep track of your calorie count better.
Yeah, that's what it's really good about, because it tracked all that stuff, so I can go look at my progress and all that I did. This is speaking about the Wii. I'm not sure about the Switch. I'm sure it's even better when it comes to capturing metrics and your history. But on the Wii, you can see that stuff and track all that stuff, and it set goals for you to accomplish, and you get through these goals and get through these medals and get all this stuff. It was really, really creative the way they help people train.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thought, Stan. That's the thought.
Yep.
You see how this feels, right? Like, go through this bad boy. You can see, look at this thing and think to yourself, my God, I can see the effectiveness of this from a glance.
Yep.
You don't even have to play this game very much to understand, like, oh snap! I need to get this. I need to play it. Now, is this, again, if you're trying to get ripped, shredded? I don't know if this game is for you. This game, I don't think that I'm not going to promise you this game will get you shredded or anything like that.
Yeah, is that the same pose from the Wii? Hold on.
Oh yeah, they do make you do yoga.
Is that the same Wii pose? Probably. Absolutely. You see it right there?
All right. To be fair, though, that's a yoga pose.
It is a yoga pose. But hey, they consistent. Let's see if she. No, it's a different woman. But yep, put it up again. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, but the point being, because that's a good pose right there, and it forces you to really stretch and do all this stuff right here. So I think I'm personally looking at this and thinking that, yeah, this is one of those things I would just say go and take a look at, my man.
Absolutely.
And to all of those of you guys out there in TV land, take a look at this. Like, I'm not telling you this will make you shred it. Nah. I think this is just a great little exercise. Like, look at this right here. Like, I saw a video of a bunch of WWE superstars doing this, right?
Really?
Yeah, and these like, you may, whether you like wrestling or not is not the point. It's these guys are jacked, right? These guys are jacked. These guys are shredded, and they're going through and doing that.
Yeah, look
and
at
they're
this.
like, you
That's
see
really
them
cool.
sweating.
Yeah, it's fun. Absolutely. If when if VR applications are this fun and this innovative, this is really amazing. Man, I'm like hyping want to go get this right now.
Like, and mind you, this is not a VR application, right? Like, the boxing games I play are not necessarily in the same kind of manner.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm not going through and a lot of these boxing games are pretty like more solid games, but they're still incredibly fun.
Yeah.
They get me up and moving. I just want to say to all of you guys out there, like, you may think to yourself like, oh crap, why would I want to pay, $80 for why would I want to pay, $40 for a gym membership, or if I go to the gym, they have to be on something that someone else has sweated on. I have to do this, I have to do that, that kind of thing. And I get it. But this, guys, this is your answer. If you don't want to go to the gym, fine, I ain't gonna make you. But you don't need to buy $200,000. If you don't necessarily need to pay $2,000 for gym equipment at your house,
Yep.
If you're just trying to be active, you're trying to burn some calories, this might be the thing for you.
This is great for like your cardio. This is great for that, and this will train.
Look at this.
The endurance stuff, endurance and because my background is Ivory Coast.
You see how it has a pulse rating right there too,
and that notion, like folks who are dancers and do endurance training, this is great for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like,
okay, cool.
look at.
So I just wanted to bring that back.
I just want to point out.
What's the next one we got?
I just want to point out that this thing is really good. But this. I'm sorry. Like, I get really excited when it comes to technology for the sake of just use technology when it gets you the imagination going.
Yep.
But speaking of getting the imagination going, I was going to ask you, Bud. Like, what are you up to? Like, you said you were looking at a movie. You were telling me about this movie you were watching.
It's a TV show, so it's called The Fantastic. I can't remember it. Fantastic Journey. And I came across it accidentally. Oh yeah, The Fantastic Journey. Do you see it?
Mm.
And it's from a long time ago.
From a galaxy far, far away.
It is something of far, far away because they end up. Okay, here we go. I'll let it play. Wait, hold on. That's the Fantastic Voyage. That's the one everyone remembers. So there might not even be a trailer. So the Fantastic Journey is about this group of individuals. They set out sail. They're going somewhere on a boat, and they are traveling through the Bermuda Triangle. And like the stories and the lore about the Bermuda Triangle, things get lost and disappear. So they go through the Bermuda Triangle. This green cloud follows them, and they disappear, and they end up in this land where all these lost travelers have ended up. So it's people from all sorts of time zones, like from ancient Roman, ancient Egyptian, and people from the future. It's like people from the past and the future have been thrown into this island, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Trying to figure out everybody wants to get back to their lives, to their home. So it's a really interesting adventure. It is vaguely familiar to me. I remember it kind of like remembering the Bloodhound game from 3-2-1 Contact from back in the late 70s or early 80s. So I started
Mm.
watching it because it had a sense of nostalgia that I can't remember, if that makes sense. I feel it, but it feels familiar, but I can't remember it. So I started watching that. So it's really old, it's really cheesy, but I'm trying to struggle through it. Stuff from our childhood really sucks as an adult, and I can't imagine how we watched it the first time around. But those were the times.
Well, let me. I mean, when you watch something for the first time as a child, it's your first time.
Yeah,
Like I can imagine as a kid. Like think about how many bad movies you probably watched as a kid that you love now.
yeah.
Like one of my favorite movies as a kid was the Wild West
Oh gosh.
with Will Smith and
Yeah, I
old boy.
remember. That's why I said, "Oh gosh."
He gave up being in the Matrix for that movie. Um, I don't know. Like as a kid, I absolutely adored that movie. I would watch it like every other night before I go to bed.
Oh gosh, you were in it.
I mean, I love that movie. It gave me a love of cowboys. It gave me a love of cowboys and steampunk that I kind of have even to this day.
Uh huh.
So it was one of those things that I just adored, you know.
Yeah.
And then as I look back on that movie now, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't best. Nostalgia that you just can't. That's hard to get away. I mean, it's a sense of it's a sense of nostalgia. You can't get away. You can't move away from it. It's just there.
It's just
Yep.
there.
I will say that I actually do like the Wild West TV show too.
I don't remember that one.
It's quite good. Quite good.
There's a
It's almost like a spy movie, but in the West. It's almost like a spy western. Very weird West, for lack of a better word.
Wow, wow. I do remember the video, Wild Wild West. The music video, the Wild Wild West. Do you remember that?
That might be the best part of that movie.
Do you remember the video?
No, I remember the video.
Oh.
I remember that video.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, this is one of those things where, like, yes, that did have a music video.
Yep.
That music video might have been the best thing that came out of that movie.
That did happen.
That being said, though, if I ever get a chance to make a video game, I actually want it to be quite like this game. I want it to be quite like this movie.
Let's do it. Let's make it.
Like, I want a Western. Like, come on, this is like, if you make this into a video game, this would actually probably be pretty interesting.
Let's do it. You and I can absolutely build this, and with not a lot of effort, it won't be that hard.
Oh, look at him, young Will Smith.
It said Tatiana Ali as well. It's Tatiana Ali.
Who?
Tatiana Ali.
You saying that louder does not make me know who that is.
You don't. The little sister from Fresh Prince.
Oh, okay then. Fair enough then. Gotcha.
Come on, man. You don't know who Tatiana Ali is?
Ashley Banks. There you
go. Okay, yeah, true.
Like, let me. I'm sorry, man. I hate when people do that. Real talk. I hate it when people do that.
Do what?
Where you say a person's name and you expect me to get it, and then you say it again, but just a little louder. Like,
I thought you couldn't hear me, dude. I just assumed you knew who I was talking about, and you couldn't hear me. I didn't realize you didn't know her name.
I mean, like, let me ask you a question, fam. Like, real talk. Like, if I say, it's that guy, hey, like, what did Drew Hill do what has Drew Hill done in the last 20 years?
Who?
Drew Hill.
See, I just want to do it back to you.
I mean, don't you remember in the song, "Hey, Big Will, Drew Hill"? But
I do remember Drew Hill because I'm old school, and I played these songs in marching band, so I can even remember the dance routine. So
for Drew,
I remember the dance routines for the songs. Yes.
So you ever see that movie Drumline?
Absolutely, I live Drumline, but I've seen the movie too.
Yeah. So you know how in Drumline, Orlando Brown's character, Orlando Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how he's the coach of the Drumline, right?
Yep, the director.
Yeah. And he prefers to play old school music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll play music from the 70s and 80s, but everyone is like a kid from the kids from the 2000s don't know crap about it. So it's like, it means nothing to them.
Yep.
which I mean, it's like, we don't want to play this old music and whatnot, but I get that. So I wonder if he's still around today, would he be playing? Would he be playing Drew Hill?
So I'm going to give you some history here, and unfortunately, you brought that up with the wrong person. So
Crap.
that movie
So
is
run,
specifically based
R-
on my
Morris Brown. Oh,
specific
not Morris Brown.
experience, specific experience at Florida A&M as part of the March 100. A lot of the consultants and the advisors were from the Marching 100, which was the band that I marched with. Not only are they from the Marching 100, they're actually some of my peers, my classmates. So I know the folks that directly helped produce that movie. And it is 100% telling the story I lived. And it is highly accurate movie. So it is representative of our our director of bands was Dr. Foster and Dr. White, which they really did play that music. And as a student, I lived that life. And yes, we play old music. Yes, we played
So,
marches, Flight of the Bumblebee. Yes, we played that. In my mind, as a freshman in 1993, I'm like, I don't want to play Flight of the Bumblebee.
uh,
I want to play the hip music. I lived it. So absolutely, that was real life. And here it is, 20, 30 years later. I understand where they're going because it was about the musicality of that particular marching band. FAMU Marching 100 was about musicality. We didn't play that other shucking and jiving music, and it was reflected in drumline because we consider ourselves musicians. So we play music that reflect our caliber and our capabilities as musicians. So you heard a wide variety of music. So I know I went on a rant. You didn't want to hear that. You talked about entertainment, so you got me to entertainment. Talk about drumline, and you just asked the wrong person who had a unique perspective on that particular movie, who could actually tell you what's going on in that movie. That movie was telling my story, my
hmm.
specific story. It is about the band experience in the early '90s, and it's 100% accurate.
So in that case, then were you Nick Cannon in your drum line?
I was not Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon does not exist in our band. He would have been kicked out of the band so fast. Like it would have, his head would have spun. There is no person who can come up, no freshman who can come into a marching band with all that attitude and all that. No, Nick Cannon would got his ass beat and handed to him like in less than a day. So
Whoa,
that's the
holy, oh
fictitious
my.
part. So that's the movie part. That's the dramatic part. Nick Cannon's character does not exist in any HBCU marching band. Period.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a little bit of character of attitude in these movies, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
Hey,
if it's a
that was the
movie from 2000.
dramatization. Absolutely. So what spun out of that movie was the notion of the drumline, the theatrical performance. So they were going on tour doing drumline, right? My brother, my well brother Brian Snell was leading that stuff, and he's doing amazing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and what
Mhm.
came out of that is Atlanta Drumline Academy. My son is part of Atlanta Drumline Academy, and my brother. James Riles, was one of the consultants and advisors for Drumline, the movie, and he's now created a camp or an academy for kids to participate in that lifestyle. So I'm connected with these individuals that help advise and consult and create that movie, like still to this day, and it's been an amazing movie, and it's created a lot of opportunities. It's created a whole new genre of entertainment and industry, which is the HBCU band lifestyle. I
Mhm.
can't, man. You touched on the thread, but I talk about this all night, man. So, but yeah, it has
Well,
done so much, and it tells a story that no one else has ever told and hasn't told since that movie.
so as you can tell, the Gratia here is a very fond fan of music. But you're not just a musician, right, Dave?
Hey man, I do some everything, man. I play video games. I'm a trained dancer, a trained musician. I'm a trained engineer. You just hit me up. What aspect you want to be? What you want to tap on? I can chat with you on a whole bunch of different aspects. Come on, let's do it. I can beat you out. Let's do some soca. I got some house music. What you got? What you want?
Well, I mean, I was actually going to say less away from music and more about technology.
Absolutely, technology. I got you covered. That's why Shane and I are doing this. We like to talk about technology, right? I'm not doing a live stream on dance. I'm not doing a live stream on marching band. I'm doing a live stream on technology. Absolutely,
I was going to ask, but I was going to ask, you were working with a new technology just recently, no?
absolutely. So I recently took a look at the the Meta Human Creator tool released by Unreal. So they put out some samples of some packages, and I took a look at it. One of the challenges that I'm having and I'm experiencing right now with 3D modeling and specifically creating 3D characters is creating black 3D characters. It's difficult to create the tools that are available now don't represent the skin tone of people with dark skin really well. The tools don't replicate our kinky and curly hair really well. So it works really good for Caucasian and Asian type people but when it comes to black people, I find it difficult to make black characters, right? Our composition of the body, the density and the curves and the shapes aren't aren't reflective of black people. And just to give you an example, I'm going to show you what the basic tools that these items start with, right? I'm gonna show you the base model, what it looks like from start. It'll take a moment for this to start up, but so I was eager to try a new tool, which is the
So,
Unreal character creation tool. I've tried a lot. I use a lot of them. There's the Real Illusion Character Creator 3. There's Dash Studio Character Creator. Blender has a whole bunch of tools that you can plugins that you can add to create characters. There's what do we use online? There was Autodesk
we used Fuse
character
back when that was the thing.
generator. There's Mixamo, right? There's so many tools out here to do this, but all of them suffer the same challenges. They don't make black people really well. So I'm trying to find a tool that'll allow me to do things to get the characteristics of black people to easily build these characters, right? I'm not. Don't get me twisted. I'm not saying that I can't create characters that look like black people in these tools. It just takes extra work and extra effort and extra money because I got to go buy all this extra stuff to make it
You would
work.
say that it's not designed with them in mind.
That's what I'm alluding to, and I won't say that because these things evolve over time. They just hadn't gotten to the level of simplicity, or they hadn't gotten to the level of evolution to where you can create all sorts of body types fairly easy. You can create two or three type body types fairly easy, but the rest of them require additional work, right? And in time we will get there. They're just not there yet. They're still young. They're still new. They're trying to figure out how to do it, how to simulate. Right? It goes down to how do I simulate kinky and curly hair. So the underlying mathematical model doesn't exist yet. They can do straight and strandy hair, but they can't do kinky. There's no straight out the gate to make kinky hair. They're like, hey, kinky hair is an option, and here's the model for kinky hair. It doesn't start with that. You start with straight and straight and strainy hair, and then I have to go in there and curl it and make it kinky and multiply it and do all these things. So I got to do all these extra steps to make it kinky and curly, as opposed to just having kinky and curly out the gate. Right. So this is
I also appreciate the notion the word he's using here, ladies and gentlemen, kinky and curly, as opposed to the what I know a lot of other black people would actually go through and say here. I'm not going to repeat that online, but I mean I appreciate the notion here.
right. So this is the base. Like when I open this tool, when I started, this is the base model. I have to change. I have to modify this into a
It's still sharing.
curvy.
It's still sharing. Will Smith's.
Oh, hold on. Let me switch screen. Good stuff. You can see it on because I have it on my screen, but you can't see it. I'm going to share change windows. I had it on the whole window. I don't know why you can't see it. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the base model in Resolute. And you see we start out, right? This is great for this base model, but I'm trying to build like some black and brown people, and they're like, we got none of these characteristics. What happens is like you can start to see even with people with um, darker skin. What happens is this red tone, this red hue, starts to seep through, and you can still see veins and these type of moles on like people with dark skin, and that's just not our skin texture and our skin type. We absorb sunlight differently and it responds differently. So these minute differences to me are extremely obvious of how it's just like, it doesn't work for, folks with dark skin, because these things will still show up in someone with dark skin, and that's just not true. So I got to do extra work to remove those items for when I build 3D, when I build models with people with black and brown skin. So I think I went off on a way tangent. So Unreal released a modeling package that does similar things to this. You'll see here in Real Illusion Character Creator 3D. And as I'm not going to say it's bad or good, but as Unreal typically operates, their tools are more complicated than everyone else's. And this new plugin, this new tool is complicated as the rest of their Unreal stuff. But if you're an Unreal person, you probably would love the tool. I think it's unnecessarily complicated because we have tools like Dash 3D and tools like Real Illusion Character Creator 3, which are really, really, really easy to use.
That's really impressive, bud. We probably have to go through and go into we might have to do a fuller demo of it as time goes along.
Absolutely, I could do that. And let me correct myself. I didn't have access to the creation tool. What they sent out were the final products of the tool. So I got 2 characters and I opened them in Unreal, and I was able to explore the characters and look at some of the control features they had. I'm still waiting to test the tool, but I watched a video of someone else using the tool, and it looked overly complicated. It didn't work like the rest of them. So I'm suspecting before I use the tool, this is my opinion, I'm suspecting it's going to be a little bit more complicated than the other ones.
As we zoom in on this human ear.
Yep, I'm just looking. Which one thing you see here, and we're off topic now, is like the light, the diffuse light through the skin, which is an amazing technology now that we're starting to see, where we're able to simulate what it's like for light passing through subject. You can kind of see it really well here. You can see the light passing through her ear. Right? If I zoom in, you can see her eyelashes. And this is where I'm getting at. They can simulate straight hair really well. But, on the top of my head, this is what they put on top of their head, but it's not kinky curly hair, right? Our hair curls rapidly and does have all these curl patterns. The minute differences around the lips and mouths and how these control points are manipulated, I find are difficult. Just even with her face, these editing points and the way it moves, I just don't like it. I find it weird. Like, here's the base face, and I just don't like it. It just doesn't represent other types of people really well.
Yeah, fair enough on that. And I will point out, I would say that we're just looking at her. What's the tool you're using out of sheer curiosity, bud?
This is Real Illusion Character Creator 3. This is the companion to iClone. So what you do is you create your characters here. You can create simple poses here, and then you can bring them into iClone 7, which provides the animation. It's a really great package for creating real quick characters and real quick real quick animations. I bought these, and the reason why I bought this is because of the headshot tool. I can create a model of someone really fast just based on their headshot. I really like it. So you can create characters really fast in these tools. Do you want me to do a headshot real quick?
Let's see how much time we got.
We're way over.
Well, fuck it. We're already over. Crap. Well, we're already over, so might as well just go with it.
Okay. All right. Let's do Otto, and let's see what I can find real quick. So let's see who worked really well. I don't have. Let's try. Where are my headshots at? So those are the saves. 2020. Oh, Soka. Okay, cool. That's why I couldn't find it. No. I think it's in downloads. iClone. Something that says iClone. That's what we're looking for next. Headshots. All right, so I'm just going to take this gentleman here. Load him up. Headshot, male, clean rough. I'm going to give him beard and scalp. And then generate. All right. So I put this weird looking facial pose on her, so she looks really weird. Her face does. So what this tool does, it goes in and analyzes the headshot, and what it does, it takes that information and it recreates a representation on a 3D model. And I've tried it and tried multiple things, and I found it to give decent results just based on a headshot. So I would say within 10 to 15 minutes, I can create a character just based on a picture, on a headshot. And it's really, really great to be able to create a diverse set of characters just from headshots alone. I can go in there and do it a lot. Now, you've used this tool in the past, Chane, and you've created stuff, from scratch, with some of the things that you had at work. But, the plugins that I have, I'm like, you just drop in a picture and you got all these diverse looking, you got all these different characters. And you can really, really, really create stuff. And with the packages that you have, you quickly just go in and drag and drop clothes onto these individuals, and you got characters. You can have a fully rigged character in literally in 15 minutes.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this guy's grin. He looks like he's like,
I know. I put that crazy grin on their face. I'll take it off once it goes through it a little bit more. So we'll see what
far be it for me to tell you what to do. I'm just amused by it. I'm ready for my close-up.
Yep. Next time we'll drop you in there. I don't have a headshot of you.
No. I don't want people to recognize me on the streets. So I can't have my enemies finding out where I live.
So you can see here it's generating 3D mesh. So off of that, oh my gosh, that face looks terrible. So it's generating a 3D mesh. So you and I know what that means, but it's going in, taking that 2D picture and generating a 3D model, the 3D representation of that. So that was really amazing. It's really cool technology that they've implemented for this particular tool. Right? So we'll go in and look at the eyes, look at the eyebrows, look at the hair, and then I'll try to make a 3D mesh based on that. So there's some things it doesn't do well. Like it doesn't do the eyes well. I always got to go in there and adjust the eyes. So these are the things that I'm talking about when trying to create black people. It's certain things it doesn't do well, right? So this tool is based on some type of machine learning. It's probably at the base of the code, and this machine learning only has a subset of individuals that it knows how to deconstruct a picture and map back to. So that's what I'm thinking is on the background on the under end. It needs a broader set of samples that were used to train it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Fair enough.
Yep. So updating results. Let's see what we get. Is that it? Because if that's it, that's terrible.
I mean, it doesn't look any different.
There we go. Can I delete it?
He
I
doesn't, he
don't know how
doesn't
to
look
take it
bad.
off. Hold on, this dude.
He doesn't look bad. I've
How
seen
about that
worse.
one? There we go. Oh, we got to reset. I'll put it back on reset. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So you can see the model now, right? And you can kind of see some of the things that I was talking about, right? You can still see the red hue coming in under his skin, right? And you can kind of see those skin blemishes that are coming through, which isn't necessarily representative of darker skin. Like, so you can still see the veins running through, and just some things that just aren't accurate when it comes to black people's skin, right? But that being said, look how much is done with his face, right? Out the gate, that was like less than 5 minutes. I have this character created, less than 5 minutes, and all I got to do is go put some clothes on him, and he's good to go. You see how quick that was?
Hey, it looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good, right? If I just need characters, all I got to do is drop in a picture, and boom, it's done. He has facial hair, he got a mustache, he got a beard. Look at that haircut, man. His fade is sharp. You know what I'm saying?
His fade is sharp. I mean, but if you zoom into his hair a little bit, because I can see a little bit of what you're discussing here. If like some of the bits in terms of that, it's like it looks like just a little. It looks like someone put a spray paint at the top of his head.
Absolutely, it's not kinky curly hair. It's just like it's some mask was put on top of his head. Absolutely. So you exactly you see what I'm talking about. Some of those things is like that's just not black people hair. Whatever that is, we ain't got hair like that.
No. But that said, though, I mean, it's not bad. And I agree with your note that if you're just here trying to you just need to go through and pump something out real quick. You need something for a quick bit. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's real simple, real fast. You can crank out a lot of work, and then of course you can go in and tweak, right? So I can go in there and add the hair that I want, but again, I got to go in there and do it. So it's just it just takes it just takes more money, more effort to get it the way we need it to be, as opposed to have a button right here that says kinky curly hair. I need to have a button right here, kinky curly hair. Boom.
Yep. So I would say that this is all very impressive, D. But we are fresh out of time, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great talk tonight, man. Hey, it's up to us, man. We end this thing when we ready. So hey, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, so hey,
I was just laughing a little bit to myself there. All right, but thank you, D. I want to say to all of you guys that we're going to have a great show for you guys coming up next. We're going to be having a special guest, and also keep an eye out. We're going to be posting another video where we had an interview with one of the with an individual here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Absolutely,
Tony. Yep, we had an interview with Tony Cade. It was very beautiful. It was a very good, interesting, exciting. It'll be a nice, interesting, and exciting bit. We've really enjoyed talking to him, and we'll be posting it up soon.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, what was that, D?
I was like, absolutely, we're getting it up soon.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, D, where can these people find you at?
Hey, all the information for our social medias is now in our description about this show. So look down below, look at the description. It has Shane's contact information. It has my contact information. But you can find me on at Deigratia on just about all social platforms.
So can they find you on Facebook?
Absolutely.
Can they find you on the tweeters?
That's right.
What about LinkedIn?
Hey, man, you got me on that LinkedIn, man.
Dang, they can find you about everywhere.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can they catch you in the streets?
I got the IG too, you know what I'm saying? I got IG. Hit me up on IG. Instagram, if you ain't know. The grams.
Wait, can they catch you in the street, though, D?
Hey, man, they can always find me. Well, hey, we socially distant. You can catch me in the street, but just on a drive-by.
Oh, my.
No, hey, Shane, how do they find you, my brother?
All right. So you guys can find me at Facebook Facebook with Shane Grant. You can find me on LinkedIn at Shane Grant. You can also send an email talking about all your complaints and how much I suck at Shane1994 at hotmail.com. And yes, it's Hotmail because screw you guys. I don't feel like changing it.
Hey, I also have a Hotmail address, so we on the same team, my brother.
Oh goodness, I don't know why people are hating on Hotmail so much.
Yeah, they deem it the old and spammy one. Oh well, that's they bad.
I mean, everything's spammy. Yep. I get a lot of spam on my on Gmail on my Gmail account.
Yep. Oh well.
But I digress. So thank you guys.
Absolutely, you got it.
I want to say thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We honestly really do and truly appreciate. Absolutely. And we'll be talking in 2 weeks' time when we have our next show.
Share the video. Subscribe to one of those social platforms to follow this. Please go to the Singularity University Atlanta Chapter's Facebook page and sign up for our Facebook page. Please follow us. I need you all. And if you're interested in Singularity University Atlanta Chapter, please get at your host, Shane or myself. All right? Peace out. Y'all have a good night. Later.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Good night.
All right. Stopping the stream.
We did it. By God, we did it.
Yes.
Now, if our